It's all really absurd how we live our lives. Forcing certain people to act out certain ways.
Well, the first time I ever did Patty was the beginning of last summer, and it was sort of a joke. It was Hollywood night, and everyone was going as different movie stars, and I really couldn't think. I mean, I thought I looked like Elizabeth Taylor, but nobody else did, so I thought, well, I'll just go as a young, aspiring actress. So I sort of built up this persona as Patty, and everyone really liked it. I'd get calls at work, ask me if Patty was going out. It sort of kind of got scary, because then it was like, all right, now it's like people talked about Patty as if she were completely separate, as a separate person. And the one thing I did notice is that nights I went out just as me, not as Patty. You know, I just was one of the gang, where the nights I went out as Patty, people would always stare, and if I had to walk through a crowd, people would move out of the way. You know, I could get up on stage where just if I went as myself, I would never get up on stage or anything like that. Beginning of the summer, I used to not be able to walk down the street unless I was assisted by, 3 other people. And now it's like, hey, I don't care. I walk down the street, and I do it in the daytime if I feel like it, and it's fun, and, people don't even bat an eyelash in this town. That's the sad part, is if you're doing it for attention, you're not going to get it, because nobody even notices that you're any different. So Fantasia Fair came to town. They have, like, workshops for transvestites. They're all usually older married men, 6 feet and up, who dress like church ladies. It's sort of a hoot that, there's all these big, huge, ugly women in town that week. A couple of the different events that they had were like scarf tying workshops and voice coaches and things like that. They had a fashion show on Tuesday that I went to, and that was a lot of fun. It was like really wild to see, like, 74-year-old guy up on stage in a evening gown. Well, Friday night they had their ball, and I wore this gorgeous black velvet dress. And as I was coming in, this guy, this very Portuguese, Spanish kind of looking guy, he was walking out and I was walking in. So I gave him the once over, and smiled, and he sort of smiled back and left. And I'm dancing with these women, friends of mine. And this one guy comes over when I get off the dance floor and tells me I look really beautiful. And each time he sees me out, I get better looking. So I thought, it was nice. Then all of a sudden I look over his shoulder, and there's this Spanish or Portuguese guy staring at me off the dance floor. So, of course, I got on the dance floor and danced a little bit more. And when I got off, he came over to me and said, I looked really good, and what was I doing tonight? And I said, well, I'm here dancing with my friend Marie, and then I'm going home. And he said, oh, no, you have to come home, you have to spend the night with me, because I'm a fisherman, and last night I almost drowned because our boat got washed ashore. And there was a storm the night before, and a boat I had read in the morning paper did get washed ashore, a shipping boat. He's like, oh, I almost drowned last night. So I kind of felt bad for him, and I thought, well, it sounds sort of romantic, like, let's maybe celebrate life together again, But I was like, could turn out to be like looking for Mr. Goodbar's Psycho. So, well, first of all, I'm a guy. And he said, yeah, you teach me. So then he started wanting me to give him a kiss. Give me a kiss. And I was like, no. He grabs me by the waist, puts his arms around my waist, grabs my ass, pulls me into him really close. So, of course, I was protesting. And I said, no. And I grabbed his biceps, and that was it. He did not show off the body that he had under those clothes at all. This guy had what a body. So, of course, I started fantasizing about him hoisting nets and throwing big boxes of packed mackerel around. He didn't want me to teach him anything about me being a boy. He was not interested in me as boy. I mean, it was his first time, I think, having sex with a guy, let alone with a guy in a dress, with a drag queen. What I think is that he liked what he was seeing, and I could pass for a woman, so that's what he was seeing, that's what he wanted. It sort of turned out to be like, let's reaffirm our both being alive. And it was just like, it was passionate, it was not wild. I mean, it wasn't deviant sex at all. I mean, it was just very spontaneous and passionate, and of course his accent and his, dark hair and dark eyes and his biceps and his thighs. I mean, it was incredible. The only weird thing was I had to keep the dress on because I didn't feel comfortable taking it off. Because I don't think he was interested in my white, hairy belly.
It must have been about 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
It was about 4 o'clock in the
It was
morning.
beautiful out.
Dennis and I were leaving a party at a friend's house.
My girlfriend and I were walking down the street.
But we had a couple blocks to walk
We
together.
were going to take some pictures.
Dennis was really drunk and fooling around and blowing kisses and being silly. And this was getting me really uptight because there was a whole group of kids hanging around at the corner, sitting on cars, causing trouble, making noise. Dennis and I walked, and Dennis fooled, and one of the kids from the group left them and started walking our way.
A guy just came out of nowhere.
I watched him out of the corner of my eye
I don't know where he came
as
from.
I tried to calm Dennis down.
And I thought he was there to steal the camera.
I tried to let Dennis know that this guy was really making me nervous. But he thought I was making it up and wouldn't listen to me.
He got really close in my face.
The guy showed me he had a knife.
So I put my hands in front of me.
It was then that I really went wild with Dennis, saying that this guy was trouble, that we should run.
Tried to push him away.
I kept saying, Dennis, you have to take out your whistle. Blow the whistle. And he kept saying, oh, you're overreacting, you're overreacting.
My friend got very nervous.
I said, Dennis, I'm running. This guy's coming after
He
us.
just started hitting me in the face.
I started running.
Then he started punching me,
Finally, Dennis started running.
punching me in both my eyes.
And the guy ran too.
He
He
was just all over me.
ran after us
He
for
must have hit me in my shoulder, my nose,
2.5 blocks
my eyes, the side of my head.
with his knife out. All the way up to Dennis's front door.
And the last thing I remember is laying on the sidewalk,
The whole time, me screaming to Dennis to blow the whistle.
just trying to get on top of me and hit me more.
I couldn't believe it. I had to hold the door shut while this guy tried to push it in. Dennis was fumbling, trying to find his keys. He kept pushing the door, and finally,
My friend finally jumped in between us.
Dennis got the door open.
She was just standing over me so he wouldn't hit me anymore.
We ran in and ran upstairs and called the police.
These two people called the
And
police.
that guy hung out in front of the house,
My nose was bleeding.
sitting on a car for about
I couldn't see out of either eye.
almost an hour,
I just stood there.
and the cops never came.
I was about 16, and I was dating a girl named Holly. She was a sweet girl. I loved her, but not physically. I mean, my feelings for her were mostly cerebral. I didn't really have very many physical longings for women. I guess this came across to my parents. They thought it was awfully strange that Holly and I weren't hitting it off better. My parents took me aside one day, and they said, you seem really troubled by this. And we talked about going to therapy. This guy that I had was really good. We used to meet in his office, and it was usually in the evening, and sometimes we'd talk on the phone, some nights for hours, And I never thought anything really strange about it, except that he would always want to talk about sex. One night I was particularly distraught. We set up an appointment at a motel, which was his idea, and I thought it was awfully weird, but I kind of knew, because you know what's going to happen when somebody says, well, why don't we meet at a hotel, We didn't talk at all. His attitude was like, well, you know why we're here. So he just took off his clothes and, got on top of me, and he just sort of, raped me. After that, I just told my mom and dad I just couldn't deal with it. I was like, forget it, I don't want this therapy thing, it's not going anywhere. And they just didn't even think about it, I never really told them why. Years later, when I finally told them I was gay completely, they couldn't believe it. The first thing they wanted to do again was send me to therapy. My father, that was the first thing that came out of his mouth, was, I know the best psychiatrist in this field who can convert you back to being a straight man. This woman is like the top U.S. government psychiatrist responsible for curing thousands of their homosexuality, mostly sons and daughters of, government people who didn't want their sons and daughters to be gay. And I just laughed and said, no, thanks, Dad. I've done that. I've done that psychiatry thing.
I don't feel guilty. I don't feel guilty in that aspect of why wasn't it me. When I met Jack, he had AIDS. I was who I was with Jack, and I didn't treat him as a person with AIDS. I treated Jack as another person. He was my lover, but I didn't think of him as anything different. He was very special to me. He was, he was my friend, and I treated him accordingly. In a way, I'm glad I didn't treat. Why should I have treated him any different? I mean, I was going through my growth and development, and if I ended up fighting and yelling with Jack, then that was allowed. And I think that Jack really got into that. I think he really loved me for that because I didn't treat him like with kid gloves. It wasn't until he was in the hospital and wrapped up with all of the machinery and plugged into the respirators and all the tubes that were in him that I started to really see the picture that he was sick.
All the time when I was growing up, my father wanted me to go to law school. It was all that he ever talked about. One summer when I was 16, I discovered his minister's son. My father came home early from a business trip and came out on the patio and caught me with the minister's son. And all I heard was the sliding glass patio door slide open. And then I sort of looked up, and then I saw the patio door slide shut. My father and I never talked about it. We never, ever had a discussion about it. Not long after that, my father stopped talking about law school completely. But a few weeks later, my father started bringing me charcoal pencils and sketch pads and art books and wanting to, take me to gallery openings and things like that. When I graduated from high school, we were discussing my future plans. Going to law school never came up. I always thought that my father's whole conception of things was that if I had to be a fag, at least I should be an artist.
I'm living my life, and I feel good about it. It's hard, it's very difficult, it's very painful at times, but that's part of it. It's also very joyful, and it's also I feel it's very real, which is very scary.
I felt very strange when I awoke this morning. My head was spinning. I felt dizzy. I didn't know what had come over me. The day wasn't any different from any other day. It was a nice sunny day. I looked out the window and everything was perfect. Why did I feel so strange today? What was this mad sensation that came over me? Yes, I felt a little queer today. I didn't know what was the matter. I was wobbling as I walked. Well, anyway, I had to get to work on time. So I ran out of the house, hurried to the bus stop, and I grabbed the bus to my office. As my bus pulled up to my office, I stumbled out of the door. I walked upstairs. I walked in the door. Everyone said good morning to me in their usual, normal way. Except for my boss. He came over to me. He looked at me. And he said,
I love you.
He said he loved me. Why did he say he loved me? Why should a man say he loved me? I felt a little funny. A man never said he loved me before. It was only women. Why should it be so strange? And something happened. Something strange and weird happened. I liked it. Yes, I like the idea. But why did I like it? I'm a normal man. I shouldn't like things like this. Anyway, he told me to meet him for lunch that afternoon. I asked him why, and he walked over to me, and he said,
I love you.
why did he say he loved me? He liked me was enough, but what would my wife say and my kids if they found out their father was a homosexual? Called me a homosexual. So what if I am a little homosexual? That doesn't mean I should be rejected from society. After all, some people like women, other people like men. Everybody has their own tastes and dislikes and things, so just because I happen to like a man doesn't mean I should be rejected like that. But he more than like it. I rather love the idea. Suddenly, as the time for lunch came, my boss grabbed me by the arm, pushed me, and he said,
I love you.
He said he loved me again. Why did he say he loved me again? Once was bad enough, but I couldn't control myself. I was beginning to like this man. This man began to appeal to me. Anyway, he decided to take me to a Chinese restaurant. He decided to take me to Mama Fugami's. A very beautiful little restaurant in Lower Chinatown. We walked in the door and Mama Fuyani greeted us.
Hey, Joe, you got gum.
Mama Fuyani wasn't a mama, it was a man. Everybody was a man today. Today, I love men, and I don't know why. Why should I love men? Oh, well, we ate our lunch, and we listened to some crazy music. Me again. Yes, it was a mad, crazy feeling being a homosexual. A thrilling experience. Yes, it was fascinating. I entered his apartment, and there were crazy things all around it. Statues of naked men, pictures of naked men. There were naked men walking around there. Naked men dancing. Naked men playing.
think you're grand.
He thought I was grand. Never have I been paid such a compliment. This was fascinating. Suddenly my head started spinning and I felt grand. What a mad feeling being a queer. I don't care if people object to it. I love it. I think it's great. I got to buy myself a boat neck, tennis shoes, and some tight pants and walk down 6th Avenue. Oh, I love Queerdom.
Through AIDS propaganda, gay sex is once again a poison which threatens heteroculture. AIDS is the excuse to desexualize gay culture. Unsafe acts, immoral acts, illegal acts. Unsafe acts, immoral acts, illegal acts. Remember, 4 out of 5 doctors recommend no sex for gay men. These are my friends. These are my friends. My dead friends. My dead friends. These are my friends. My dead friends. Are their lives worth less than straight lives? I'm a human being, not a viral carrier. I'm a human being, not a viral carrier.
Colonel Sutton Smith, 65, retired not uncomfortably on a supplementary private income. Could not resign himself to the discovery of Roman coins under the grounds of his cottage. Interesting theory the colonel has about those coins, over 2 sherries, never a third, no matter how nakedly his guest may leer at the adamant decanter. He can, of course, complete his memoirs, extensive notes over a period of years, invitations, newspaper clippings, photographs, stretching into the past on yellowing dates. Objects go with the clippings, the notes, the photos. The colonel decides to make his own time and constructs a simple calendar consisting of 10 months with 26 days in each month. The months have names like old Pullman cars, where the colonel had lived until his 18th year. Smell of soot and steam and iron and cigar smoke as the train jolts away into the past. The colonel is jolted back to the now. The colonel decides on this mild gray day to bring his time into present time. He looks at the objects on the breakfast table, calculating the moves to clear it. He measures the distance of his chair to the table, how to push chair back and stand up without hitting the table with his legs. He He has discovered the simple and basic discipline of DE, do easy. He becomes an assiduous student of DE. Cleaning the flat is a problem in logistics. He knows every paper, every object, and many of them now have names. Knives, forks, and spoons flash through his fingers and tinkle into drawers. He has perfected the art of casting sheets and blankets so they fall just so. Cigarette packages and crumpled papers land unerringly in the wastebasket, as a Zen master can hit the target with his arrow in the dark. DE is a way of doing. DE simply means doing whatever you do in the easiest, most relaxed way you can manage, which is also the quickest and most efficient way, as you will find as you advance in DE. You can start right now tidying up your flat, moving your furniture or books, washing dishes, making tea, sorting papers. Don't fumble, jerk, grab an object. Drop cool, possessive fingers onto it like a gentle old cop making a soft arrest. Guide a dustpan lightly to the floor as if you were landing a plane. Here is a student at work. The student considers heavy objects. The tape recorder on the desk taking up too much space, and he doesn't use it very often. So put it under the washstand. You will discover clumsy things you've been doing for years until you think that it is just the way things are. Now try again lifting, shifting, pivoting, dropping on the legs just so and right under the washstand. He is learning the simple miracles. The miracle of the washstand glass. We all know the glass there on a rusty razor blade streaked with pink toothpaste. Quick the fingers go to work and the glass sparkles like the Holy Grail in morning sunlight. Learn to place an object firmly and quietly in its place, and do not let your fingers move that object as they leave it there. When you put down a cup, separate your fingers cleanly from the cup. If you don't catch that nervous finger that won't let go of that handle, you may twitch hot tea across the Duchess. Every object you touch is alive with your life and your will. Don't tug or pull at a zipper. Guide the little metal teeth smoothly along, feeling the sinuous ripples of cloth and flexible metal. Never let a poorly executed sequence pass. There is always a reason for missing an easy toss. Repeat toss, and you will find it. Surely this is the easy way. If you rap your knuckles against a window jamb or door, brush your leg against a desk, or catch your feet in the curled-up corner of a rug, or strike a toe against a chair, go back and repeat sequence. You may experience a strange feeling, as if the objects are alive and hostile, trying to twist out of your fingers, jump out at you and stub your toe or trip you. You will be surprised how far off course you were to hit that chair, that window jamb or door. Get back on course and do it again. How can you pilot a spacecraft if you can't find your way around your own apartment? It's just like retaking a movie shot until you get it right. And you will begin to feel yourself in a film, moving with ease and speed. If you drop an object, break an object, spill anything, knock painfully against anything, galvanically clutch an object, pay particular attention to retake. You may find out why and forestall a repeat performance. No student of DE would have his pocket picked applying DE in the street, picking his route through slower walkers. Don't get stuck behind that baby carriage. Careful when you round a corner. Don't bump into somebody coming round the other way. Everyday tasks become painful and boring because you think of them as work, something to be fumbled and stumbled over. Overcome this block and you will find that DE can be applied to anything you do, even to the final discipline of doing nothing. The easier you do it, the less you have to do. He who has learned to do nothing with his whole mind and body will have everything done for him. Let us now apply DE to a simple test. The old Western quick-draw gunfight. Only one gunfighter really grasped the principle of DE and that one was Wyatt Earp. Nobody ever beat him. Wyatt Earp said,
"It's not the first shot that counts, it's the first shot that hits. Point is, to draw, aim, and fire, and deliver the slug an inch above the belt buckle."
That's DE. How fast can you do it and get it done? It is related that a young boy once incurred the wrath of Two-Gun McGee. McGee has sworn to kill him, and is even now preparing himself in a series of saloons. The boy has never been in a gunfight before, and Wyatt advises him to leave town while McGee is still 2 saloons away. The boy refuses to leave.
All right. You can hit a circle 4 inches square at 6 feet, can't you? All right, take your time and hit it. Take your time, kid.
How fast can you take your time, kid?
There's an element of doom and desperation when I'm the subject of the conversation. Locals agree I'll never see my washboard stomach or my derriere, my youthful, abundant head of hair. And though I shouldn't boast of it, if I am aided by a cane, I'll make the most of it. If there's a blemish on my cheek, I'll learn to host with it. If I'm the one to roast, then let me be the toast of it. I start the day every morning, inspiring angels like you. You say I'm thinner, take me to dinner, 'cause I've got less time than you. I love the parks and the seashore, I love a musical too. I need donations and adoration, 'cause I've got less time than you. Don't feel that you've got to cure me, I just need someone to drive and keep the car running smoothly. Bring me some flowers, they keep me alive. I need to stay in high spirits. Rent me a room with a view. If I feel shoddy, I'll leave my body, 'cause I've got less time than you. Yeah, less time than you. Come here and spark up my love life. You need a new kind of scene. Caress and hug me and whirlpool tub me. Forgive me when I get mean. I need romance in my life, dear. Please try to open your heart. Let's face this fear as it happens. You'll be richer right from the start. 'Cause when they scatter my ashes, the things I said will ring true. We're both the winner, but you'll go to dinner. 'Cause I've got less time than you, yeah, less time than you.
Du Land der Treue, o du mein Heimatland, dir schwören wir aufs Neue, Treue mit Herz und Hand. Strahlend erstehst du wieder, herrlich nach banger Nacht. Jubelt ihr deutschen Brüder, Deutschland ist neu erwacht. Kreuzfahnen, schwarz, weiß und rot, grüßen und mahnen, seid getreu bis zum Tod. Deutsche, seid Brüder.
Doch ich wollte, ich wäre ein Huhn, ich hätte nicht viel zu tun. Ich legte täglich nur ein Ei und Sonntag auf Platz 2 rein.
into his hands, and guess what he demands. And when we're alone by moonlight under a big palm tree, oh, give me the man who does things, does things.
Welcome to the magical world of Anton Folk, designer of dreams.
Good morning. I'm Anton Voth. It's terrific you could make it. I'm gonna create for you the most fabulous experience you have ever had. Welcome to my world. Bel Air, the most exclusive playground in the world. This is the first house I decorated in California. It is important to me to know who my clients are and how they live. I study them like my books. Only then I really do something that is best. I had my theatrical beginnings not here, but in Paris. I was visiting with the artistic director of the Folies Bergère when I realized my ambition was to decorate and make sets. Who thinks about bathrooms? I do. This is the place where you open your eyes in the morning and where you relax before you retire in the evening. This is my stage. This is crystalline marble, the best from Greece. The fixtures are malachite and gold. Why shouldn't it be the most glamorous room? Many times I have to be a psychiatrist. I have to know what makes my clients tick. Only then I can create a dream which is right for them. This is Rodeo. Beautiful, elegant shops. You know, I came to New York from Switzerland with only $50 in my pocket and a dream. Today, look, I'm driving in style. Look, over here's Gucci. Comes from Italy. And Hermes. Well, this is really the most elegant shop. I remember sitting in Paris. Celine, Ted Lapidus. Here you can go shopping. I like to read. Sometimes I'm reading several books at a time. Books on positive things, how to improve my mind, religious experiences, famous people in art, music. I love the classics. The body is very important. You must take care of it. Otherwise, you can't ride a horse. Or wear clothes like this. I got some of my biggest ideas walking on Hollywood Boulevard. Somehow inspiration grabs me. Being here surrounded by greatness. Look at this, the first apartment of Greta Garbo. I enjoy going out, that wonderful, elegant social life, with business acquaintances and friends, that stimulates me. But at times I have to need to be alone. I wonder who said, a man's home is his castle. Smart fellow.
Music and color are all a part of design. It is harmony that makes good art. I live La Via Rose, and I want you to live it as well. I love you. Good night, and I thank you.
Oh, you say you're a friend of Don's from San Francisco? Oh, Jerry from San Francisco. Well, certainly I'd love to meet any friend of his as a friend of mine. You want to come over? Please come and visit me and have some tea. You like tea, don't you? I'll expect you. For tea. Oh, come right through, Kathy. Sit down, dear. Through here, Kathy, isn't it? Kathy, sit down, have some tea. Through here, Kathy, isn't it? Kathy, sit down, have some tea. I love tea. Sit down, dear. You like tea, don't you? It's such a delightful beverage. Do you like tea? Do you like tea? Do you like an English mix, Darjeeling? Do you like tea? I'll just help myself first. You don't mind? I like it to cool a little. Would you like some tea? You like tea? Now you're a friend of Don's. Is that true? Don from San Francisco? Jerry from San Francisco? Sugar? Do you care for some sugar? Help yourself. It's very bad for you. It clogs veins and does all sorts of things. Cakes also are full of sugar. Here, have one. Here, have a cake. Do help yourself. You would like some cream? Oh, it's too far to reach. I love muffins. Muffins go so admirably with tea, don't you feel? I love muffins with lots of butter. Have a muffin. It's like sugar. It too is bad for you. But I love muffins with tea, don't you? I just adore them. Do have some butter. Oh, no, dear, you dropped your... Oh, let me think. I'll just clean one. Here's a clean one. A clean one. Oh, I'm so foolish. Here's the knife. Nice and clean. Now, did you have some tea? How about some more tea? Would you like some more tea? Now, this friend of ours in San Francisco, is his name Gerald? It is, I'm sure. Last time I visited him, he made me watch Joan Crawford and Mildred Pierce 50 times. Hideous. I have to powder my nose. Kathy, would you bring me some tea, dear? Some iced tea. Oh, come right in, dear. Thank you. Oh, sometimes I get so hot. I need some tea. You know what I mean. It's when those little jets surge all over my body. Oh. Oh, I'm not being a very good hostess, am I? How rude of me. I'll be out in a minute.
Hello, my name is Michael, and I'm a homosexual. Times are tough. But we've all been discovering creative ways to maintain positive attitudes. I found myself adapting to the changing sexual climate by engaging in phone sex. I try 976-fuck, 976-suck, and, well, they were fun for a while. But something was missing. I was touching my body, but not my soul. And then I found 976-dish. Let's try it, shall we?
"976-dish. I know it all, I see it all, and I tell it all. Da! Can you believe Tammy's new hairdo? I tell you, that do is a don't. The hair is dyed. It died last week. Have you seen Doris Fish's latest show? I tell you, that show is a dog. If the stage could talk, it would say, bow, wow, wow. Have you heard?
Oh, no.
Who could with feet as big as boats?
Ah, that is disgusting.
Wait! Get a load of this.
I know her.
Can you believe that? Now, don't tell anyone I told you. Sorry, your time is up. Call again tomorrow.
If you're tired of talking dirty and just want to talk dirt, call 976-dish. Tell them Michael sent you.
Da! Can you believe David Weissman is still making these cheap 2-minute movies? At least he's got the best actors in town. He works his crew like dogs, and does he pay them? Now. Where does he think this film is going to play anyway?
Ring around the rosy, a pocket full of posy, ashes, ashes, we all fall down. Ring around the rosy, a pocket full of posy, ashes, ashes, we all fall down.
Shall I say I am a gay man living in the shadow of an infection whose cause is neither known nor understood? Or shall I tell you that the value of a human being cannot be measured by a consumer index? Or shall I tell you what you do not wish to hear, that the creative act is both a vulnerable bearing of the self and a powerful political weapon? Or shall I show you my discovery, that I do not know but can only try what has been tried before, to reinvent the dignity of the homosexual human being? They want my anger mediated and diluted so that they can put my anger in an artist's frame, so that they can pretend that they understand the anger, that they do not want to face or see or hear or believe, that they are just as guilty in their silence and their fear, that they will have to take a stand and speak against the lie, that they are innocent because they are nice, and that they are clean and free to buy and own the shit that they think makes them free, but they do not see that they are slaves in bondage to the money that they worship and the power which is their real God, that they adore as slaves to ignorance of the facts, that they do not want to see when they see me in my leather, that they think means that I am not free, but that they do not see that my leather and my anger and my sex that they want mediated in an artist's frame is what keeps me free. I am, and I am not a commodity. In this society, human beings, sex, disease, art, and cures are all for sale, and the final solution is management of all situations. Consume and be consumed. tolerate, adapt, incorporate, manage the disease, manage the resistant underground, shift positions, adjust points of view, appear interested, lean forward, look the deviant in the eyes, appear to care, but never give in. Commodity trading. I am, and I am not a commodity. In this society, human beings, sex, disease, art, and cures are all for sale, and the final solution is management of all situations. Consume and be consumed. Tolerate, adapt, incorporate. Erode human dignity. Manage the disease. Manage the resistant underground. Shift positions. Adjust points of view. Lean forward. Appear interested. Look the deviant in the eyes. Appear to care, but never give in. Fluoride prevents cavities. Fluoride causes cancer. Oat bran reduces cholesterol. Oat bran has no value in human nutrition. Cranberries are poisonous. Cranberries are completely safe. Poppers are a harmless drug for gay men. Poppers cause AIDS. Cum in the mouth spreads HIV. Cum in the mouth doesn't spread HIV. Red dye causes cancer. Red dye is safe for human consumption. Sunshine is essential for health. Sunshine causes cancer. Rubbers prevent the spread of AIDS. Rubbers do not prevent the spread of AIDS. Milk builds strong bones and muscles. Milk causes mucus, bacterial growth, and impotency. Fist fucking is an expression of pleasure. Fist fucking is not approved and spreads AIDS. Testing HIV positive means you have AIDS. Testing HIV negative means you don't have AIDS yet. Smoking cigarettes is glamorous and sophisticated. Smoking cigarettes causes cancer and emphysema. Kaposi's sarcoma is AIDS. Kaposi's sarcoma is not AIDS. The church loathes homosexuality. The church loves the homosexual. Nuclear waste can be safely contained. Nuclear waste will destroy all life on Earth. AZT is too poisonous and expensive to be used for treatment of AIDS. AZT should be taken by everyone who tests positive for HIV. Wine is a healthy stimulant to digestion. Wine causes birth defects. We will guarantee your inalienable constitutional rights. We cannot guarantee your inalienable constitutional rights. America needs large, glamorous cars. America needs small, economical cars. Your right to privacy is assured. Your right to privacy is not assured. Tchaikovsky's Pathetique Symphony is a musical tribute to the tragedy of homosexuality. Tchaikovsky is a gay hero.
Ring around the rosy, a pocket full of posy, ashes, ashes, all fall down. Ring around the rosy, a pocket full of posy, ashes, ashes, all fall down. Ring around the rosy, a pocket full Ring around the rosy, a pocket full of posy. Ashes, ashes, all fall down. Ring around the rosy, a pocket full of posy. Ashes, ashes, all fall down.
I no longer seek a gay identity in the media. The media is simply an advertising monster meant to entertain and feed back the digested shit of American culture. What shall I say? Shall I say I am Tiresias, come back from the dead to find the truth, to rediscover my own sight? Or shall I say I am a gay man living in the shadow of an infection whose cause is neither known nor understood? Or shall I tell you that the value of a human being cannot be measured by a consumer index? Or shall I tell you what you do not wish to hear, that the creative act is both a most vulnerable bearing of the self and a powerful political weapon? Or shall I show you my discovery, that I do not know but can only try what has been tried before, to reinvent the dignity of the homosexual human being, both for myself and for those gay descendants whom I will never know?